Bob's Bulletins. Today's top story, Coco. So Coco is a 3D animated film that was released in November of 2017. It is a movie by Disney Pixar, and it's about an hour and 49 minutes long, so it's not too bad. It's directed by a man named Lee Kunkrich, and you might not recognize the name, if I pronounce it correctly, from movies like A Bug's Life, Toy Story 3, and 2 and 3, and he had a co-director, Adrien Molnier. I'm not good with names, but you can look it up. He's the co-director. This is kind of his first foray into directing. So he was doing storyboarding. He's also been a 2D animator before this. He did a very good job in this film, and I hope to see him directing more stuff in the future. So it'd be pretty cool. So to jump right into the story, this film focuses around a boy by the name of Miguel, and basically it's his coming of age story. It's how he has a love of music, and his family, the Riviera family, hates music. They prefer to build shoes. That's kind of their thing. They are more practical. They see music, and this is because his great-great-grandmother or great-great-great-grandmother was married a musician. The musician left her alone with a kid, and she had to make shoes to make ends meet, and she just did away with music altogether, and the family's just passed that down. Everyone hates music. They're just about the shoes. And Miguel comes along, and he loves music. He loves playing the guitar. And it's basically him trying to balance that he wants to be part of his family, but he wants to love music, and he doesn't really understand how to make those coexist yet. So he's trying to figure that out. That's basically how this is. And in the start of the film, it becomes the Day of the Dead, and through certain events, Miguel gets cursed and gets sent to the Day of the Dead, and he has to get his family's blessing to come back before sunrise, or else he's stuck there. Or he dies. He's stuck there. So basically his family that's there wants him to give up music. So he goes on this whole journey and runs into this character named Hector. So basically this is about Hector and his journey. Hector is someone who is not on the wall, the ofrenda picture, so he's basically being forgotten. So it's basically he wants to help Miguel, so Miguel will put up his picture so he doesn't get forgotten and he can cross over to the world of the living. So this is basically their journey of trying to find Miguel's grandfather so that way he can receive the blessing, and Miguel is trying to basically use his own motives to get his picture put up so that way he can cross into the world of the living. So that's basically the whole gist of the story. That's like an adventure story, coming of age story. The story is very funny. There's a lot of laughs in it. The music's amazing, wonderful. It gets stuck in your head. One of the songs, Remember Me, I sing all the time because it's just stuck in my head, or catch myself humming it. There's laughs, there's feels. You really grow to fall in love with the characters. All the characters, Miguel, Hector, his mama Imelda, all of them you just fall in love with. They're so well written, and it's just a lovable, enjoyable story that you'll just want to watch over and over again to see this wonderful world that they've created. The animation in this film is wonderful. The Land of the Dead is just beautiful, and I love the contrast between the living and the dead. In the living, you'll see kind of like brownish gray buildings, dirt roads, and you'll really only see the colors of like the mariachi hats and stuff, and the orange flower petals that they're using to like guide the way the dead to their homes and stuff. Those you'll see some color, but then you come to the Land of the Dead and you just see these huge orange bridges, a lot of blues and greens and pinks and lights and everything. It's just colorful and flashy. Even on the skulls of the dead people, you'll see colors, kind of like the candy or the sugar skulls, you know, from the Day of the Dead. So you'll see all that, and it's just beautiful how they do it. The characters, the design is amazing for both the living and the dead. But for the dead, like I was saying, the candied skull kind of, you know, with the colors on their face and the clothes they wear, just, you know, beautiful kind of like, you know, historical clothing. How the skeletons walk, and then like how certain parts of skeletons will fall apart and how they come back together. It's wonderful. And then when Miguel has to come to the world, you know, he's cursed, so he starts fading, but you can like, it's kind of like his skin becomes like a transparent glove maybe, and you can see the bones, and as he stays longer it progresses and progresses, And how they do that's amazing. It's wonderful. It's just so eye-catching. It's such a wonderful animation style. It's beautiful. And especially when you think that we're still really in the baby stages of 3D animation, considering it just came out, like really became popular in like 2000 or 2001 with Shrek. And it's just growing and growing and growing. I'm so excited to see what the future will bring. I think it'll be amazing. It'll just be such a wonderful thing. And the animation in this is high quality. It's clever. There's never really any phasing or anything like that. The shadows are all good, which I love in movies. The spirit guides, they're really cool. Like, they're all decked out in colors, and they're like neon colors, and they're beautiful and lovely. They're wonderful. So the animation in this film is really good. And then to jump right into, from animation straight into voice acting, Miguel is played by someone called Anthony Gonzalez, and he did a wonderful job. He had to bring a lot of emotions to this because, of course, Miguel's going through some confusing times, you know, as he gets older and everything like that, and trying to come to terms between family and music. It's wonderful. He does a wonderful job. Benjamin Bratt plays Dela Cruz, who's supposedly the greatest musician of all time. He does a good job as well. He kind of has like this, not sinister voice, but kind of like an announcer voice. Not like an announcer, like, you know, like a narrator voice. You know, that's what it kind of seemed like to me. So he does a really good job as well. Gael Garcia Bernal, I believe is how you pronounce his name, is the guy that plays Hector. His voice was wonderful. He brought a lot of character. There's a lot of twists with his character, a lot of ups and downs in emotion, from him being kind of like this clever, goofy guy to sadness to happiness. He does a good job. He definitely arcs and everything like that. He does a wonderful, wonderful job as well. And then Elena Ubach plays Mama Imelda, and they're really the main characters that really have the most voice throughout the movie. And all of them do a wonderful job. And then all the supporting characters, you have amazing people like Cheech, who plays one of the characters. Gabriel Iglesias plays one of the characters, just little snippets. They do wonderful jobs, and all the cast does in this film. There's not really anyone that sticks out that's like, oh, you know, they're kind of like, if they would have cast that different, it would have been better. They all fit in well. They all do good. It's awesome. The voice acting as well. It's just great overall with all of it. So to jump into the overall of this, the story was amazing. It's enjoyable. It's fun. It's something you're going to watch over and over again. The animation's eye-catching. It's beautifully done. It's something I don't think I've ever seen before. This is kind of a whole new idea with this film, which, you know, Pixar is really good about doing, bringing new, fresh films to the market. The voice acting was wonderful. It was just such an enjoyable movie. That's why I'm going to rate this, to go out and get the collector's edition. I don't think you'll, you know, regret it at all. This movie is just so wonderful. It's enjoyable. It's an all-around good time. It's perfect. So, to wrap up right here, leave a comment down below if you have seen this movie, what you think of it, what you'd like to see me review next. And while you're down there, make sure you hit that like button, and then hit that subscribe and ring that little bell so you don't miss any issues of Bob's Bulletins. Until next time, Bob out.